Hey, what's up, Trent here? Welcome to today's episode of Straight Up, and I want to thank you for being here. And today's a day that I know can help change your life forever. If you truly feel and understand what I'm saying, your life will change forever. You know, this year was the hardest year in my life. And I learned something this year, something that we've been lied about for so long. There's this lie that says that we have time. Because time is something that we've always had, that we don't realize how valuable time is. A lot of you know this, but I need you to understand this. You don't have time. You don't have next year. You don't have next month. You don't have tomorrow. All you have is right now. And just to be real with you, you have to understand this, that forever comes with an expiration date. At some point, forever is going to come to an end. You don't have forever with your loved ones. You don't have forever with your mom. You don't have forever with your dad. You don't have forever with your kids. You don't have forever with your friends. You don't have forever. Even though it might seem like you have a long time is just the thing that we think we can control. But no matter how much money you have, no matter how much power you have, time is something that you can't buy or control or stop. Time is something that you can't get back. Once it's gone, it's gone. This second right now, you can never get it back. And I realized that this year, that my forever with my mother came to an end. That my forever with my grandmother came to an end. And as I was at my mom's gravesite, I was wishing that I could have more time. I was wishing that I could say I love you one more time. I was wishing that I had one more moment to create. I was wishing that I can hold her hand just one more time. But no matter how hard I wished, no matter how hard I prayed, I couldn't get more minutes with my mother. I couldn't get more minutes with my grandmother. And I had to go through a process, which I'll talk about in a later YouTube video, about how I overcame that grief and how I turned that grief into greatness in my life. But for now, I need you to understand that you're not going to get more minutes at some point in your life. If you look around right now in your life, all your loved ones, maybe it's your household, maybe it's your friends, there's going to come a time when you live without them or they're living without you. There's going to come a time when you don't have a chance to create another memory. You don't have a chance to say, I'm sorry. You don't have a chance to make it right. And the more that we don't understand that, the more we waste our minutes with those that we love, or we waste our minutes in our own life with our dreams, the more we're going to live in regret. The question I have for you right now is, how are you spending your minutes? You know, we have the iPhone. The iPhone shows us how much time we spend on certain apps, how much time we have on our screen time. Well, if you took inventory of your life right now, what would your lifetime say? How much time have you spent on things that don't matter? How much time have you spent on things you can't control? How many minutes have you wasted in your life? You know, when I talk to elderly people, the ones that haven't lived the life that they wanted to live, the ones that lived the whole life being controlled by opinions, the ones that lived their whole life silencing their greatness, the ones that lived their whole life holding resentment and didn't get to make it right with those that they love, their number one wish is that, I wish I had more minutes, because I wasted so many of those precious minutes in my life. If you look at your year this year, how many minutes have you wasted in your life? How many minutes have you wasted in comparison? And what has that done for you? How many minutes have you looked out and compared your life and you wish that you had what they had? It made you less appreciative for what you actually have. How many of you have looked out and said, man, you admired somebody else and you admired them so much that you lost appreciation for yourself? How many minutes have you spent in comparison? How many minutes have you spent in procrastination instead of actually elevation? Where you told yourself that you next week and next year or next time or tomorrow, and it's going to come a point that some of us are so addicted to our tomorrows that will become a point when tomorrow doesn't come. How many minutes have you spent in procrastination? How many minutes have you spent in minding other people's business instead of your own? How many minutes have you spent in pain instead of power? How many minutes have you spent in blame instead of responsibility? The more minutes you waste on the things that don't bring you peace, on the things that don't bring life into your life, on the things that don't matter, you are setting yourself up to live a future in regret. And regret is poison to the soul because we don't have the power to turn back the hands of time. So we can't go back and make things right. And when you get to 80 and 70 and 90 years old, you realize that, man, I can't make certain things right anymore. Don't get to the end of your life to realize that you wasted your life. You have a choice right now in this moment. And no, you don't need a new year. Your new year is today. Your new year is right now. Your new year is this moment. And you have to make a decision to no longer waste your life. Go create the moments that last forever because they turn into precious memories. Go love on your loved ones. Go do the things in your heart that you want to do. Go give your gifts to the world. Why not? Because it will come a time when forever reaches its expiration date. It will come a time when there's no more chances to make it happen. There will come a time when that date on the other end of that dash is here. I'm not trying to put fear in your heart. But what I am doing today is putting reality on your mind. Every second you spend in wasted minutes, I want you to spend a minute or 10 minutes in purposeful minutes. So every second you spend in comparing your life, I want you to spend 10 minutes in appreciating your life. Every minute you spend on doing things that don't matter, that don't help your life, that don't bring you peace, that don't bring calm to your soul, that don't bring greatness into your life, I want you to spend 10 minutes at least on the things that truly matter. I want you to refocus your life to get the most out of your life. And you don't have time. And I'm not trying to say that to make you panic. I'm not saying those words to create unnecessary anxiety in your life. But I am trying to create healthy urgency. The urgency to do what you know in your heart you've been called to do. The urgency to answer the call that God has put in your life. The urgency to write that book. The urgency to go for that dream. The urgency to rekindle that relationship. The urgency to let go of toxic things in your life. The urgency to love on your loved ones, the urgency to spend more time with your kids, more time with your mom, more time with your dad, more time with your grandparents, more time with your friends, the urgency to create the greatness and goodness that's been placed in your soul and give that to the world. I am making this video today to push you to have healthy urgency in your life. Because there will come a time when there's no more time. You know, I watched my mother in her last days going through her suffering, and all I could think about was, what didn't she get to do? What didn't she get to say? What didn't she get to accomplish that she wanted to accomplish? And even though I know my mother lived a full, happy life, I know there's some things that she didn't do that she wanted to do. And I promised myself in that moment, I'm going to go hard for my life. I'm going to make sure I die empty because I lived such a full life. I'm going to go for everything I want to go for. Even if I fail, even if I make mistakes, I'm going to go for it. Because I refuse to live my life in wishing I would have did something or said something that I know I should have did or said. Don't waste your life. Live your life. Get the most out of every single minute. And when you reach your expiration date, you can smile because you knew you gave everything to that person, to that thing, to yourself. But like I tell you at the end of every single video, it all starts with you. If this touched your soul in any way, or you know somebody that needs to hear this message, share it. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you're new. Thank you for being here. Get in the comments. Let me know what this meant to you. Share experiences where you realize that you wasted minutes, or maybe it's a situation that happened in your life and you want to share with other people to inspire other people in the comments. But most importantly, I just hope you get the most out of your life. This is your year. This moment is yours. Don't start tomorrow. Start now. Because the perfect time that exists, the only perfect time that exists, is the one that we're guaranteed. And that's in this moment. Cherish them. Because you never know when you're not going to get the opportunity to create another one. It's rehab time. Let's get it.